Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome my students to the new lesson in JavaScript. Create functions, calling functions, and obtaining user input in JavaScript. Practical assignment 1. Okay, now this assignment about the user will input two numbers, x and y. Okay, number 1, for example, x here display as an input dialog box and add 100. The second number will 200, for example, then press enter from the keyboard or OK from here. Then open now the developer tools from the keyboard, press F12, then open DevTools. Now here I have more options. Choose console to display the result. As you see, the result is 300. Okay, now we will use the functions to display this result. Okay, now go to the code to create HTML page and JavaScript file. Okay, now open folder and here open my folder. My folder here is my function. Okay, then select folder. In this folder I have two files, mypage.html and code.js. Start with mypage.html HTML page. Okay, now write the basic element inside my HTML page, then press doc, then press enter to display the basic element in my page. After the title here, I'll add a title, for example, function in JS. Okay, here. In the head tag, I'll add a link between HTML page and JavaScript code. Okay, for example, here to add this link, start with script, and inside the opening tag, as you see, is the opening tag, script opening tag, and the closing tag. Inside the opening tag here, I add the following attribute, src, then press enter from the keyboard. Equal, and between double quotation, I'll write the JavaScript file name. Okay, here, control space to see the contents inside the Explorer pane. Here I have code.js. Okay, click here. Now I make link between my HTML page and JavaScript code. Now let's go to write the JavaScript code now. Explorer, then open JavaScript file, and here write the JavaScript code. Okay, at first we use the variable in the JavaScript like this, x equal 5, okay, and y equal 7, for example. Okay, here 7. Then we wrote console.log to display the result like this, x plus y. Okay, now go to the page, my page, and Alt P from the keyboard to display the result. Here, go to Move Tools, then Developer Tools. Okay, or press F12 from the keyboard, open DevTools to see the result. The result is 12. I can add the result is like the following code here. I want to add the result is and then display the result. Add double quotation, then plus to make concatenation between a string value and the integer value. The result is, take care please, log the result now will be 75, like 57, x plus b, x 5 y 7. Here the result 57. It's not okay. To add x plus 5 as a calculation, put x and y between parentheses like this. Now I can see the result. X plus y, 5 plus 7. Okay, together between parentheses to see the following. Refresh now. The result is 12. It's correct now. Okay. Today, inshallah, we learn how to call the function, how to create a function, how to call the function, okay, to get the total x and y. But in this case, we will use a function. Okay, now click here to add a function, write function, and the function name, for example, get my, between a space, please, without space, get my numbers. Okay, get my numbers. Then open parentheses to add a parameter here, num1 or n1 and number 2, n2. Okay, and open curly brackets now like this. Here I'll add the code inside my function. For example, here I declare a z variable, then equal x plus 5. No, equal n1 plus n2. Its parameter, okay? The function parameter, n1 plus n2. Then return z value. Okay, now the user will input n1, then n2, and this total will be saved in z, okay, as an integer value. Okay, now instead of this code, I comment this code now and add another code. Here I'll add console. The result is, instead of x plus y, I'll add get number, my number, this function, and parentheses, and passing what? The value. Okay, for example, 100 plus 200. Okay, here. Now back to the page and refresh. Result is nothing. 100 plus 200. No, not like this. And the first parameter and the second parameter. Okay, it's correct now. Now refresh the page. 100 plus 200, the result is 300. Okay, now it is a static value. I want a dynamic value. The user will input these values now. Okay, now instead of, I give you example now. Instead of 200 and 100, I pass what? X and Y. X and Y. Okay, X as a variable, Y as a variable also. Okay, X equal 5 and 7 equal, and Y equal 7. Okay, here refresh, the result is 12. It's correct. Now instead of the static value, I add here user input. The user will input a new data. Okay, for example here, X will please enter the first number. Okay, so write window dot trumpet. Then here between the parentheses, add the message that will display it for the user. For example here, please enter the first number. Okay, that is the first message for X. Okay, ticket copy, Ctrl C, repeat it again here, and here as the second number. Okay, Now, take care, please. So important. Now, run the page to see the result. Please enter the first number. Enter first number here for them, 100. Okay. A second number will be 200 to see the result. Take care now. Now, press F12 from the keyboard. Open F2. The result is 100, 200 as a string, 100, 200. There is no 300 here. He considered the 100 as a string and 200 as a string. So I have to convert the user input from string to integer, from text to digits. Okay, here inside my function here, z now is the function considered n1 and n2 a string, because here the prompt function here, or prompt method, get a string value, not digits value, not float, not integer, not double, not decimal, just a string, just a text. Okay, so I have to convert the data inside my function here. Okay, inside my function, to convert from string to integer, I'll add this method, parseInt. Okay, for example here, open parentheses and close parentheses, and inside parentheses add the first parameter n1. Also here, parseInt, please convert the following, okay, to int. Then add the second parameter n2, like this. Then return z. Z here will be a digit, will be an integer value. Okay, now back to the page, and this is the old result. Okay, refresh now to accept the changes on my page. Refresh. Please enter the first value, 100, the second value, 200, then press enter. Now the result is 300. Okay, because I converted from string to integer inside my function. Okay, now we have finished the assignment number 1, functions. We created function, calling function, write the function name and passing parameter. Okay, then the last thing in this assignment, the user input. Obtaining the user input. Here I'll get the data from the user. User will input the digits. It is not a static value now. It will be dynamic value. Okay, thank you. See you in the next assignment. Thank you.